So Aphrodite, season 7, is she good? Yeah, she's very annoying and very good. Do you want to play her? Of course we want to play her. But can we all play her? Probably not. So I'm going to show you how to play Aphro mid in ranked or in casuals, whatever, and give you optimal builds, give you everything I know. I've been playing Aphro for like 3-4 years now, so I already know the ups and downs, the problems, and all sorts. So on my channel, I did add a little voting thing saying for people, if you have struggle in the early game, if you struggle in doing damage, staying safe, whichever, you know, I'll put it on the screen so you can see. The one that won was dealing high damage, staying safe. So I'm going to explain that in the video. Surviving early game, I'm going to mention that. That's the first thing I'm going to be talking about, is because that's how you start the game. You're going to be starting the game early game and you're going to be weak. So I'm going to be explaining that first. Building right items, I'm going to explain that within another section of the video. And then not falling behind in gold and leveling, I'm going to explain that at the beginning of the video, while also explaining surviving early game. And then for the people that voted other, or anyone else who didn't vote and think, yeah, I want to learn something else which wasn't in the voting scheme, then, you know, I'm going to say, yeah, well, you could do this and you could do that on Aphro, and I might answer your question if you didn't say me a question. I might say it randomly and be like, oh shit, he answered my question, didn't say anything. So what I'm going to talk about first is the early game. I'm going to go into a private match and show you how to rotate an Aphro and how to play Aphro in the mid lane. So first of all, in ranked, this is the first step actually of the guide. When you are playing Aphro, do not play Aphro first pick. In ranked, it is never a good idea to pick Aphro first pick because it can be abused so badly. She can be abused so badly to the point where she's not even good anymore. You can be picking Aphro first and they could pick Odin, they could pick Circuit, they can pick Kukulin, they can pick who else gets anti-heal? Bacchus, they could pick many people that provide anti-heal, Sobek, and when they pick all these anti-heal people, it's very hard to play Aphrodite. Do people think anti-heal is even like good? It is very strong. Do people realize it? Not a lot of Aphro mains realize what anti-heal even is or how effective anti-heal is. So I'm going to show you a little clip of what anti-heal looks like late game when having Ankh, when having Pestilence, when having Beat Stick applied to you. I'm going to show you the big drop off in anti-heal and normal. So I'm going to show you one clip that says without anti-heal, and I'm going to show you a clip what shows with anti-heal. I'm going to put it up in the loading screen, and I'm going to continue the video. So first, you may want to pick Aphro last or pick Aphro third. Tell someone in your team, hey, could you pick Aphro for me? And then they'll back pick for Aphro for you whenever. But in this current stage now, Aphro is very broken. She's top pick. She's very, very, very good. So maybe picking Aphro first pick is a good thing. But if you're watching this video 3 months from now, 4 months from now, don't pick Aphro first. So yeah, I'm going to show you the clip of the anti-heal and what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to show you this part where anti-heal's on you and anti-heal's not on you and the Ankh's on you. What is Ankh, by the way? Ankh is like another version of anti-heal, but a very strong one that also increases damage you take when you heal yourself or ally. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like when you're actually getting anti-healed on you. Look at my heal numbers. My heal numbers are very low. I hope you can see that. So okay, you probably saw the anti-heal, big difference. Yeah, it's a big difference, right? You get it, right? You understand the big difference. It is extreme big difference, and it's going to be even worse when there's people like Sobek and everyone else. Obviously, he's playing Hercules, but in a normal game, imagine getting Sobek on you, Odin, Beat Stick, Pestilence, the lot of it. It's going to be even lower than that number. It's going to be extremely low. So let's get first of all, we can build Aphro 2 ways, but I'm going to build the favorite build, my favorite build, or everyone's favorite build. I'm going to build my way because I prefer this. We're going to get Cronus Pendant Tier 2. We're going to get 1 mana part, 1 multi part, and then we're going to get beads over anything else, because beads is the best thing early game for Afro, and then we'll get lovebirds as the first thing. You can build something else, but I'll put that in another section of the video. But for now, I'm going to go with this build. We're going to go to mid. I don't know why Charon's there, but just ignore him. So we're going to go to mid. Let's say I'm playing Afro mid, of course. How do we clear? I'm going to have another video in just a sec, and how do you clear correctly and how do you clear back, like correctly and non-correctly. So now I'm going to show you the video, then I'm going to explain. So okay, I'm back. This is what I meant about the second video. I've got the same build, Corona's Pendant Tier 2, multi-pot and the mana pot and the bees and lovebirds. And behind the wall, you get it, right? This is the second part of the video. I'm going to click it. And then what's going to happen, this is a real jungle, by the way. You know, we're playing against bots, it's a real game. I'm behind the wall, I'm waiting for the thing to spawn. When does it spawn? You would know when it spawns because he starts attacking the minions. But if you want to be sure, then just listen out for the sound or look at the timer. It's really up to you which one you look at. So I'm waiting now. The minions are walking up the lane. By the time they walk past the first tier 1 tower, or tier 2 tower actually, the minions will spawn. But you can just see by hearing it or looking at your opponent attacking. Or if you're on comms with your jungler, you can just ask him, can I attack now? And he will say, yeah. So he can attack every moment now, about now. He's attacking, I hit my lovebirds, and all three of them, I get all the gold on the right hand side, and I get my XP. I go to lane like normal, like I said in the video. I'm going to clear my lovebirds. It's up now, I clear. This is not a real person in mid, it's just a bot, but he's doing a good job of being a real person. And then I'm going to attack all 6. I killed 3. I'm going to attack 3 more. You know, got my lovebirds whatsoever. You know, clearing it. I cleared. Boom, I'm level 2. I get my back off. I'm going to go to these camps. I'm going to clear 3 basics. 3 basics. Use back off. They're all cleared. I'm going to explain that in the video why I did that. Then I go back to lane. And then that's how you play it correctly. Now I'm going to show you the non-correct way and how people do it and how it doesn't work. I'm back again, and this is going to be the incorrect way how to clear it. Now it's 50-50 chance that you might make it, you might not make it, but this is the incorrect start because you can see it's clearly incorrect. I get to lane slower and I clear slower because you can see by the first one and the second one it's a big difference. So I'm going to play this one. This is the same guy again. I'm going to clear. I'm using basic attacks. I'm going to go to lane. See how slow it is? It's much slower. I go to lane now. I will turn level 2 this time because, you know, I did make it this time. But not all of the time you make it. So as you can see, I got that minion just in time before it died. But it really and truly, that would die sometimes or be alive. It's a 50-50 chance. But as you can see, it's very slow. It's very slow. You can see. I just turned level 2 now, and I'm level 2 within 50 seconds, sorry. Very slow. I turn level 2, I do the incorrect start, you know, it's very slow. Look, I do this, I have no secure, I'll explain that in the video. I could have got robbed any moment now. Incorrect, slow, and sloppy. You don't want that, it's shit. That start is terrible. So yeah, you probably saw that video and said, yeah, okay, well, that's how you clear. So when you're clearing Afro mid, you either want to clear through the wall or you want to clear with 2 basics and then leave. Why do you want to clear 2 basics and leave? Depending on who the jungler is. I'm going to explain that in another section of the video. For now, we're going to go to mid. When you do go to mid, after clearing, you want to go to mid and clear the wave. There'll be 6 minions in the mid lane and 6 minions are all important. Once you clear all 6, you're going to turn level 2, just like the video. Once you turn level 2, you then want to clear this right here. I'm going to have back off, obviously. Let's say I did have back off. I have back off and then I'll do 1, 2, 3. And I'll do 1, 2, 3 and then use back off. Then I'll clear. Why do you want to do it like that? Why does it work like that? The reason why you want to build like that or use your abilities like that is because when you use 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on both targets, and use back off, the back off is to secure. What is a secure? A secure means that you have a burst ability that can clear the camp or the whatever it is instantly. Why don't you want to use back off first and use basic after? Because if you use basics after, people can rob you. As you're Aphrodite, people can rob you anyway. You're no threat to people all the time and people can abuse you because you're Afro. So make sure you use your back off last. It's because you can secure it. If you don't secure it like that, then oh well. But you most likely can secure it, as I've done the maths myself. 3 basics on both targets and 1 back off is 100% complete the camp. You can't be in it, will complete the camp instantly. Yeah, again, if you use basic first, if you use basic last, people can jump over the wall or use an ability over the wall. Let's say this, for example, and rob the camp. If you're Hebo, you can rob the camp. If you're Merlin, you can rob the camp. So try to be careful with that, because that can also happen, because you're Aphrodite. No one cares. They can rob you if they want, and they don't have to rob you, depending on who your jungle is. After you clear this camp, you want to go back to mid. Let's kill this guy. Well, I can't kill him. Let's say you want to go back to mid. You clear the next wave. Whatever. But when you're clearing the second wave, where is my enemy jungler going to be? Well, my enemy jungler is going to be running on his way right now. I'm going to show you a clip of what it looks like when you don't position yourself correctly and they're playing like a 4 Susano. Okay, that's what it looks like when the Afro is playing mid and they see you out of position and they have blink. They would always blink on you depending on who your jungler is and who you are. If you position yourself correctly, you will not die by the enemy jungler. How do you position yourself correctly? Staying on the left hand side of the mid lane would help you not get prevented. It will prevent you from getting attacked by the enemy jungler, and it will also make you get the wave. So how do I clear the wave? Let's say my minion's here, I hog the left side of the wall and I clear the wave. You can clear the wave like this and you clear. That's it. If they blink, you just simply walk away. That's what you do. Your jungler will give you some support, whatever. Okay, we clear the wave. Where do we go next? After we clear the wave and we clear this camp right here, where do we go next? My jungler most likely will want to go here, where I'm pinging on the map. But please do not go there. It's because Aphrodite can't really contest that. Sometimes, depending on who the jungler is. But the best way to go is just go to your red with your jungler. So let's say I've got my jungler behind me. We go to red. You might want to ward, because your ward should be up by now. And you go to your red camp. You clear your red camp, and that's it. How do we leave the red camp safely? We do not go this way. Because if we go this way, we can get ganked, we can die, something could happen to us. Like that. People could do that to you and attack you if you go the long way. Let's just kill him anyway. Oh, okay, I can't kill him. Okay, let's go back to mid correctly. How do you go back to mid correctly? We take our red. Let's say we got our red. We get our red, and then we go back to lane safely. We ignore that guy. It's not real. It's a bot. We go here safely. Now we clear the wave. It's coming into our tower. We clear the wave. And then we turn whatever level we want to turn. Then where do we go next? We wait for the second wave. The next wave, we wait for it. We clear it again. Once we clear the wave again, we want to back to base. Because back into base is now our, very keen thing to do. We have to do it because we're not going to have too much gold to carry. Because if we carry too much gold, we're going to die. So we need to spend our gold and buy something. What do we buy? Do we complete Cronus Pendant? Hell no. Why don't you want to complete Cronus Pendant? Why did I buy Cronus Pendant if I'm not going to complete it? The reason why we never complete any other item before boots is because boots is the best item we want to get. As we can't complete it, we have to buy the tier 2. Tier 2 is the next thing you buy when you back to base as Aphrodite as the first time. After you back to base, you want to buy boots. Any spare gold can go to wards and it can go to potions. What should we buy? Of course we're going to buy a ward. A ward will secure us from not dying from the enemy jungler, and it will have vision on every single person that walks upon it. Whether it's the jungle, the support, or the warrior rotating, it will just give everyone some sort of confidence in what the hell's going on in the game, and if they want to fight in the lane, they can. How does it give them confidence? Because they know where the enemy jungler is, meaning they can attack their lane or attack their wave without getting attacked or third partied, whatever you want to call it. So we buy 2 sentry wards. We go back to lane like normal. But this time we do not help our jungler clear speed. The reason why we don't want to clear with speed with him again is because he no longer needs our help and he needs the full gold. So we go back to lane like normal. You know, you can jump to lane, whatever, you know, it doesn't make any difference. We go to lane and we clear it. And then what do we do after? We can check this camp over here. This camp might be up, it might not be up, but it's always good to check. Look, however, it is up this time, but what do I want to do? I got wards now. Where do I place my ward? We place a ward right here. Boom. Now we have vision on what's going on in that side of the jungle. Now we can clear for free, safely, and then we can clear. Make sure you use everything on the camp because you want to do it. Might use your abilities more later, whenever, but you have your jungler here to help you clear. That's why I'm trying to clear it as quick as possible. Then we clear it, and then where do we go from here? We go back to mid. But before we go back to mid, always use a third person camera to get some sort of view on what's going on, because they can't see you, but you can see them. If you don't see no one there waiting for you, you can come safely and clear the wave. Once we clear the wave, where do you want to go next? We then go back to the same camp before. However, it's no longer 3 basic attacks and 1 back off. We have to use more than that. So this time it's probably around 4 or 5 basic attacks. Let's kill this guy, he's kind of annoying. Okay, once we clear this again, it's no longer 3 basic attack, it's probably 3 or 4, it's probably at 4 or 5 and 1 back off. Once we clear that, where do we go next? We go back to lane. We clear the lane again, just like before. Once we clear the lane again, we then go back to our red buff with our jungler once again and clear red. Once we clear red, we can go to the back camps also with your jungler if you want to, and you can clear this together. Once you clear this together, your mid wave should be running towards mid and fighting one another. If we go back, we should be able to get all 6 or get 5 even. Once we get 5 minions or 6 minions, we clear it. And then where do we go after this? Once we clear it, we then want to go to the Gold Fury if it's up. Once we go to the Gold Fury, we can clear it. If it's not up, then where do we go from there? We go back to this camp right here if it's up. The Gold Fury camps are very better. It's kind of better than these camps because you get the ward, but who knows if it's up. Let's check this camp. Is it up? Yes, it is. We clear it like normal and our ward's still there. Okay, let's kill this guy. He's so annoying. Okay, whatever. Let's say we clear this camp. We go back to our wave and clear it. After we clear our wave, where do we want to go from here? We want to back to base. Make sure you always say enemy missing before leaving so people get to know it's missing. So now we've got the gold. What do we buy next? Do we want to buy a Cronus pendant or do we want to buy boots? Well, we buy boots because boots is, like I said, most important. You get 18% movement speed. The best part of this buying boots is you get the movement speed. Movement speed is very important in Aphrodite because Aphrodite has no escape. What is an escape? What is that? Like, I don't know what escape is. Well, I'm going to tell you. An escape is where your character has an ability to leave the area or leave the fight very quickly and people can't really kill you. Like that on her. This lion, he can jump away from fights. I can't. Aphrodite has a kiss, a heal, a back off, and an ultimate. I cannot jump, teleport, or go invisible in fights to save myself. So she's very vulnerable to people that can jump on her and block her off. If let's say someone blocked me in a position I can't get out of, what do? Nothing. Most people have an escape to jump over the wall, to jump over the player, to jump over here, to go under the ground, but Aphrodite doesn't have that. So we need to prioritize movement speed a lot more often than anyone else, so we can get out of fights more often. So once we back to base, what do we buy? We buy blue boots. What else do we buy? You buy 1 mana pot and we could buy a sentry. If you can't afford a sentry, just buy 1 sentry, 1 normal ward. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you get either a sentry ward or a ward, and then that's it. This is our build now. Let's go back to wave the second time. Once we go back to wave the second time, now this is the point where should we gank? Should we not gank? We can gank depending on if we have a good dual lane that is surviving. If our dual lane is getting absolutely dominated, it depends if they're going to kill you too. If they can kill you too, don't worry about it. Just clear your wave and do the same. But if we can kill them, we have the opportunity to kill them, make sure your wave is cleared, make sure these camps are cleared, make sure these are cleared. Make sure these are cleared. Make sure your wave is done. Make sure your side camps are done. Make sure you've got a red camp. If those are all completed and you feel like they're done, we can then head to the dual lane over here and start doing a gank. Please remember that you got a sentry ward. If you have a sentry ward, you can ward before going in. There's normally a ward right here. Where I'm standing right now, they ward this most often. So if I place a ward here, I can find the enemy ward. And the enemy ward would then, disappear, and I have free roam anywhere where I want. If you can't gank, just go back to lane and clear the lane over and over and over again, and that's it. That's how you play Aphrodite mid safely. There's no other difference of how you play Aphro mid. That's just how you play it. You clear, you gank, and that's whatever. You don't gank often, but when you can, you do it. Do you ever gank right lane? Hardly never. You never want to gank right lane because it's a waste of time. Do you want to gank left lane? Barely. You only gank left lane when you can, or if you've got gold, or if they're doing good or doing bad. If they're doing extremely bad, don't gank, because you're most likely going to die. And that's how you play Aphro mid. How do we position ourselves correctly in a fire giant fight? Where do we stand in a fire giant fight? When do we know where to go and how to not to die? In a fire giant fight, people normally stand here to get some vision and what's going on. You never be the first one to attack. Make sure you always stand in around here. If you've got your link on someone, let's kill this guy actually. Okay, let's say we're fighting around here. We want to link our teammate and let him get the vision. Make sure you have a sentry ward right here. A sentry ward would help you not get killed by ultimates. Where else do you want to stand? This is a bad position to stand right here. If you're playing Aphro, never stand here because you can die from people jumping over a wall. They can walk behind. They can walk around a stone. They can jump over. You're in a blind spot. There's another blind spot right here. It's a very bad position to stand here. If you stand here, you're asking to die. If you stand here, you're asking to die. Another blind spot, you can't see. I can't see unless I go around. People can jump over. People can shoot over the wall. It's another blind spot. But is standing over here good? Yeah, standing over here is really good. You can have your link on someone. You can see here, you can see there. If they jump over, they're most likely dead. They're in your territory now. If someone jumps over the wall and comes here, they're most likely dead. It's a good position to stand here when you're on the link. Let's say we're actually in the fire giant. Where do we stand? Well, we don't want to stand in the middle because we can die, there's nothing to help us. We can literally stand a bit more back around here, have your link on someone and just look around the wall. Make sure we can look around the wall and whatever. It's always good to not put yourself in a position where people can see you, because when they can see you, they die and whatever. People are going to be like, well, they can see the link, whatever. No, they can't see the link. When they're too far away, they can't see the link. Because the fog, look at that guy over there, I can't see him, right? If I go closer, I'll find him, but eventually they can't see you. So always try to be behind like a wall or something so it doesn't bait your position. And you can abuse the third person camera like this. You can use the third person camera like this, whatever. Just be sure that no one comes around the left hand side and kills you. That's literally it. How do you fight a Gold Fury fight? I'm going to show you. Okay, Arachne will kill him. How do you fight around Gold Fury? Standing here is very bad. People can jump over, blink over. They can walk around. They can just jump on you here. This position is very bad. It's better to stand over here where I'm about to show you. Standing here is kind of better because you can actually fall back safely. Standing here is very bad. They can kill you at any angle and you've got a bunch of blind spots. Standing here is okay because you can then, back off and then you can kill them. If they do jump over, you can kill them. They can't see you. You can't see them better. But you can see them, but you can't. Standing here is okay. When you're standing here, they can't really kill you if they go around because that's death going around. They can't jump over because you can see, and they can't really come here because it's like a death spot. So standing here is really good when you're fighting around Gold Fury. If you're deep in Gold Fury and you're in their territory, standing here is good. You can see. If they want to jump over, they're dying. If they want to walk around, they're probably going to die. If they want to walk here, it's kind of bad, but you can see if you have a ward, obviously. And then, yeah, that's how you fight.